Do things that you don't know.
No, he's not.
Mom said it looked like it snowed. She said it was on the tree that she's looking out there on, because I told her possibly do a flash flood. And so it started thundering and lightning, and she goes to the window and she said, the tree's bowed down with snow. And I thought, well, how do you know if it's snow surviving yet? It's below 10,000 feet. I'm thinking that she has a yard light out there, and I think that the rain made it glow.
All right, we'll go ahead and call the meeting to order.
Dear Heavenly Father, we thank you for all your blessings, Lord. Just be with them today as they go through and make their choices and decisions that they need to make for the best of the county. And just thank everyone for we thank you for allowing everyone to get here safe and sound. In your name we pray, amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
All right. Well, we don't have a very big crowd today, but it's okay. All right, at this time, any person with business before the court not scheduled on the agenda may speak to the court. No formal action can be taken on these items at this meeting. Each speaker will be limited to 3 minutes. No?
Well, I think it's neat.
All right. Court to discuss and consider inter-precinct project scheduling and staffing. Anything you need to be aware of?
I just spoke with Bill there at the sand mill, and he has 1,000 tons of grade 4 if anybody wants to go ahead and get it. He can make up to 300 tons a day. And so thank you guys for your help in going to get our loads. Hopefully the weather holds, we're going to be able to do some chips.
Nice. Okay. I'm gonna make one statement about the courthouse. It's pink. It will be lit up pink for the rest of the month for breast cancer awareness. Yeah, as you know, it was green for 4-H week last week, and so we're gonna finish out the month with breast cancer awareness. All right, court could discuss and consider road use agreement with RWE Renewables LLC, and Lena's here, and I didn't catch your name. I'm sorry.
Rory, nice to meet you guys.
Rory, nice to meet you too.
I brought it back up.
You
Okay.
don't need backup.
Thank you so much for having us. My name is Lena Logan, and I'm here to represent RWE Renewables in our efforts to repower Pyron Wind Farm. And the reason I'm here is just to answer any questions you might have about the road use agreement. However, I don't think there will be many, because we try to be in close touch with you and make sure that we have a draft that is good for both parties. So just in case, I'm here if you have any questions.
Great.
Thank you so much for your time, and thank you for having us.
Look forward to working with you.
Yeah, same here. Thank you.
Yeah.
And I also brought a big map in case you wanted to have
cool.
a bigger exhibit of the roads that we will be using, then I can leave this with you.
Perfect, thank you. Thank you. This is a standard agreement that we've done with all of them before. We want to make sure it's understood that they're doing a repower, but they're not asking for an abatement. This is the Airtricity originally, right? It's the Pyron project. So these can be, long-term lasting, the way that these come out. So you're going from 1.4 to 1.6, is that right?
1.49 to 1.62.
Okay, all right.
So it's not a big bump, but it will make a difference in
Absolutely.
when it comes to payments to the landowners, and actually, of course, when it comes to the construction process.
Right.
It's not going to be a full construction process just because it's a repower,
Right.
but you will be seeing people around here, creating that trickle down effect for the community.
And you got with Commissioner Mitchell, Jeff, to on the roads and all that squared away.
Yes, sir. I mean, I know we had that virtual meeting, so very nice to meet you in person, sir. But any questions you might have, I am your point of contact. And of course, we can discuss about any particular roads that we're looking at. And if you want to know exactly the directions that the deliverers will have, and then we can talk in more detail. But I'm not a civil engineer, but I will do my best in answering those questions.
Thank you.
And what is the manufacturer of the turbine?
GE, General Electric,
Okay, I
sir.
figured it was. And what country is RWE out of?
We have our headquarters in Germany,
Okay.
but my accent is not German. If this, I'm originally from Moldova,
Okay.
and I moved here 4 years ago. So now I consider myself a Texan for sure.
All right. You've been here a little while. Well, we are welcoming you to Texas.
Thank you.
Glad you're here. And are you taking over the entire amount of wind turbines that electricity had before,
So
or just partial?
I'm here to represent the Pyron wind farm. So we have 166 wind turbines a part of this project, but we do plan to repower some of our other projects. So basically this is becoming a trend, I guess, because we've been having these wind farms for a while now. And I know that there's Champion that probably will start working on it next year, but I'm not sure if I'm going to be the one assigned to it. But I am here for Pyron for sure.
Okay. But y'all do own them all.
I'm sorry?
Y'all do own, RWE owns all the old electricity
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Turbines.
Yes, sir.
that goes all the way back into Nolan County
Yes, sir.
and Fisher.
That's right. We own the entire Roscoe complex.
Yes.
So that's
Cool.
Good deal.
used to be the biggest wind farm back in the day, back in
was.
2009.
Yes,
The biggest
it
wind
was.
farm in the world.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yep. That is interesting.
Any other questions?
Same towers?
Yes. So we will be replacing just the nacelles,
nacelles.
the nacelles and the blades.
That's neat. Longer blades?
Yes, a little bit.
A little bit. Okay. What you say?
I make a motion, we accept the road use agreement with REW.
I second that with the misspelled word. We're not bores, we're boards. On page 3, it
Okay.
says boards. Something in software didn't check.
All right. Thank you. Noted.
Page 3 and about I think it's 10.
Boards.
That's boards and stuff. You see it? Yep.
Okay. Apologies. We'll fix that.
It's 10 and it's about the 5th or 6th word
Gotcha.
before the end.
I don't know, some of us can be kind of boorish.
Yeah.
All right,
Maybe even
have a
a few
motion
tusks.
and a second. All in favor? All right,
Thank
well,
you.
we'll fix that, thank you.
Thank you.
All right, court to discuss and consider a modified road use agreement with IP Limited 2. Sorry y'all had to come so far for just such a short amount of time.
Well, it's our pleasure. And we're here to just make sure that we continue this good relationship that we've been having with the county for the past 13 years now. So that's why we're here to make sure we continue that. And I brought you a map just in case.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank y'all, I do appreciate y'all coming. It
Thank
makes a
you.
difference.
And then I'm not sure how this works because it's my first experience of such, but do we leave after this? or do
You
we
absolutely
sit
can
here?
leave, or you can stay, either way. We have a few things, but you're absolutely free to go if y'all.
I'm not sure what to trust. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you
sorry
so
about
much.
that.
We really appreciate it. And please do let me know if you have any questions at all.
Do you have any
about the
cards?
process. Yes. Alright. And you will see a long name in there, but you can just call me Lena. Okay. I'm not sure if I think we have our contacts.
Yes, yeah, thank you.
I believe I have your phone number, sir.
You do have it?
Do have your phone number, I think, but of course, wouldn't hurt. Thank you so much.
Where you headquartered
I'm sorry?
in Texas?
Oh, Austin,
Where's-
Texas. We come from Austin, Texas.
Austin. Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, we do like coming here.
Everybody does.
Yeah, people are just so nice. Texas is the best. I have projects in some other states, but Texas is my favorite so far. And I'm not ashamed to admit.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
See ya.
Have a good day. Thank you.
All right, so on this other road use agreement, we're adding County Road 1152, County Road 1116.
Yes. They're trying to stop traffic on 1116, but as I was mentioning to the judge today, They are going to use water transports because the water line didn't work out. And so they're gonna be traveling 1116 for about the first 3/4 to a mile, and then they'll be going up to 1152 as well to another water station to haul their water. And so, we're wanting you to add that to the road use agreement. I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Thank you.
I forgot to get the dates on this, and I didn't bring my phone. I may have to look at somebody's calendar. Court to discuss and consider setting a date for a public hearing to adopt an order establishing rules and regulations regarding sanitation and pollution control with the areas in proximity to Harmony Public Water Supply wells. Thank you. All right, so we have been in violation as long as there's either been a water or TCEQ, one of the two, or they came up with this rule for sanitation control easements. And that's a long time. So before we get the sale done, we need to fix that one way or another. One way is to get the sanitation control easements, which I sent out letters January of 2021, got one back out of 11. So there's that option. I resent letters last week with that are certified. See if we get any of those back. If we don't, there is an option to have a variance. It's not a variance, it's similar to a variance, but it's different wording. Since we're a county entity, we can have an ordinance in place instead of sending into TCEQ, hey, these are all the reasons why we can't get the sanitary control easements. So we'd like to set a date. We're doing two things at once. Sending all the letters out, try to get them all back. If we don't get them back, this is our backup plan to get TCEQ to allow us to have these variances on that. The 18th and then the 1st, we need to do 30 days notice. You know what? If y'all bear with me, let me go get my phone because I've got the dates of the meetings and I think I put it on that. So bear with me just a moment.
You didn't like all my meetings.
So, this one is out, this one replaces. That's out.
And the way this, well, it's not gonna be an ordinance, it's gonna be an order because counties don't do ordinances. The way it's written, there has to be 2 meetings or voted on twice. So, December 6th, we have Commissioners Court. That will be the second meeting. The other meeting will be on November 15th. So we'll do November 15th. We'll have a public hearing on that date, if you're good with it, and vote on it. And then we'll vote on it again on the 6th for a second reading. It's written for cities. Okay, 29th, November 29th. Will y'all be here then?
Should be.
I think so. I should be.
Okay,
Down where I was reading some of that stuff, is there anything there that's already gonna affect as far as leach lines or from the people around these water wells?
so yeah, I was looking at that. I've looked at the map closely. Everything is outside of 50 feet. from the wells. As far as I can tell, there might be one that I need to lay eyes on and make sure.
What, I think there was the farming and as far as livestock was 50 feet, leach lines were 150 foot.
I think it's the other way around, honestly. I sent that to y'all the other day, right? So let me see.
So in order, someone wanted to run cattle, it would have to be fenced around that,
Yeah,
Well,
and there,
right out.
yeah,
that distance.
and there aren't any properties other than one where that could potentially happen. Did I send that? But I don't see that happening. It's too much mesquite.
Yeah.
Everything else is residential. Yeah, so stock pen, feedlot, dump ground, privy cesspool, sewage treatment plant, sewage wet well, sewage pumping station, draining ditch. All within 150 feet. Construction and or operation of new tile or concrete sanitary sewer appurtenances, septic tanks, storm sewers, and cemeteries is specifically prohibited within a 50-foot radius. And now, you're right, normal farming and ranching operations are not prohibited by the ordinance. However, livestock shall not be allowed within a 50-foot radius of the wells. And that's really kind of an easy fix on that one property, so. Does that answer the question?
I just want to make sure we aren't stepping on somebody's toes. Hey, I already got this.
Yeah, there, like I said, there's one property that it's all mesquite. And I don't see any livestock on there, haven't seen any livestock on there. It's a family trust, so, I don't know where that's gonna end up in the future, but I did send them a letter and hopefully we'll get a response back.
Thinking about that, you could not sell the Hermley Waterworks if you don't put these sanitation plans in place.
Correct.
So if someone did have a leach line within 50 foot, they'd have to move it.
Either
Or
that
we would
or,
have to.
yeah, or, we would have to get with TCQ and ask them for an
Grandfather.
allowance on
Okay.
that, so. Yeah, and that's part of the process also,
Yeah.
is that, I've got to get wording in on the application for all that. These have already been in place. We try to get signed off on, and so.
So if they gave you a variance on that, then they would probably ask you to test the wells every so often. Would that be a problem with the company that's talking about purchasing?
No, I don't think that's an issue. We just need to have these in place. And there isn't one within 50 feet.
Okay, good. And I understood that's what you said, but somebody did it.
Right.
Too.
Right, so we would set a public hearing on November 15th. It'd go in the paper this Wednesday. We'll get that to you, so that we could have the 30-day notice for that. And then we would vote on November 15th.
November 15th?
Yes, ma'am.
What did it, the 29th?
Because we're gonna do another meeting on the 29th. We're gonna vote on it twice.
Yeah, the 29th.
The ordinance came from TCEQ, and it shows voting on it twice. So I'm gonna follow their lead on that. I think it's typically for cities, but we'll follow their lead. So I'll make the motion to set a date for a public hearing on November 15th to adopt an order establishing rules and regulations regarding sanitation and pollution control of the areas in proximity to Hermley public water supply wells.
Second.
All in favor? Thank you all. Court to discuss and consider selling property previously deemed as surplus, a 140H cat motor grader to Motley County for a purchase price of $185,000 pursuant to Texas Local Government Code, Section 263.1521.
Okay, so some people have been interested in why these aren't on eBay, and the whole reason was once I did the research after the court said that I could do it, got to digging into the fine print and where it cost me $500 previously in previous years, back in 2006, to sell a motor grader for $199,000. They wanted $20,000 in fees, and I thought that was a little crazy. I started doing some research. I found that Texas Association of Counties, another great thing that they do for counties, they have an auction site. It's free. You list it on their auction site. All counties can see it. We don't have to go out for bids or anything, except for approval from the Commissioner's Court, according to our county attorney. So that's why it's on the agenda today. They have asked that, they have said that they will take it at $185,000, and so we'll get them to write a check to the treasurer and Scurry County treasurer, and we'll get paid. So I'll make a motion that we allow for the sale of the surplus property, the Cat 140H motor grader 2007.
Second.
All in favor? Very good. All right,
Make a motion to adjourn.
second. All in favor? All right. Thank y'all for doing this on short notice and oddball time. I appreciate it. And I will make a correction on that.
Oh, on that one page,
Yeah.
number 3, okay.
It'll be a little bit, but I'll
That's fine.
get that done.
No worries, no worries.